Ovary removal. Oh my God. When I want to say maybe in 2000, I had my first cancer in 2004, so maybe 2006-ish. I was going to see a GYN who specialized in cancer patients. So she would do a transvaginal um, procedure every 6 months and test my CA-125. So during the time of taking the picture, she started seeing cysts on my ovaries. And she was like, she called me kid because a younger patient, her youngest patient. She said, kid, like we can't have anything growing on you. So we definitely gonna need to, remove the ovaries. And I never thought I wanted kids again. But the moment she told me she's gonna remove my ovaries, I felt like I needed to have 5 more kids. Like, no, this can't be happening. So she said, we'll watch the cysts for a little while. So 6 months later, when it was time to get the test again, the cysts were still there and bigger and more have grown. So now it's time to, really schedule the surgery. So before the surgery date, I found out that you could do egg preservation. Did some research, called some places, and I needed, you had to have, insurance, and you had to have cash as well, $10,000. I had maybe 11,000 in the bank. So the fact that I was going to take 10,000 out just to do the, egg preservation was completely crazy to me. But hey, I wanted to do it just in case I wanted a kid later. Because now that I feel like I can't have any, that the fact that you're taking the option from me makes me want to have a kid, even though I've never wanted to have one all this time. So we actually pushed my surgery back some so that I would have time to get the procedure done. The night before the procedure, the evening before the procedure, they called and said they was canceling my appointment because they no longer accepted my insurance, and my insurance hadn't been paying them. So since they had, they wouldn't see me. So my surgery was a couple days later. So I had no time to do it, and just really was just so sad, so upset. So even on the way to having the surgery down the hallway, going into the operating room, I changed my mind and told them to only take out one ovary. Take out the one that had the biggest issue, leave the other one, because I may just want a baby later. So then we had to stop, they had to redo the paperwork, and they had me signing off on stuff and scratching stuff, but I was praying all the way there, like, God, I don't know what I do. I'm sorry that, I'm taking away this option that you've given to me as a woman, and I don't know, but they said I need to take it off for the cancer. So I'm thinking and praying, it's like, oh, let's operating room. So they go and do the surgery. I wake up in recovery. My mom said, did you hear the good news? I'm like, what good news? She said, they didn't take your ovaries. Like, Mom, I'm in recovery and I'm cut. Like, they took my ovaries. She said no. So for whatever reason, when they went in to do the surgery, the cysts on my ovaries were gone. Completely. There was none. So these cysts that had been growing all year, had been growing bigger. Every single one was gone at the moment of surgery. So they ended up not doing anything, left the ovaries in. So when the doctor came in, she showed me the pictures. I think I still have the pictures. And she said, kid, like, I don't know what the cysts are. The cysts were just on your scans, a couple weeks ago. Cysts are gone. So I left them. She's like, your pain is already so bad. You already had the worst possible hot flashes. So I just left them in. And I was like, wow. So fast forward to 2014 when the cancer comes back and it's, still estrogen based. It's like, wow, like they should have just gone and took the ovaries, So you just wonder, like I say, you always want to know woulda, coulda, like had they removed them, in 2006 when the cancer still had come back. Like I've taken the tamoxifen for 5 years, whatever, but would the cancer still come back if we'd taken them? So in 2015, 14, 15, in 2015, we removed my ovaries so that I wouldn't. My body's not generating as much estrogen, but it's been hard. In the process of, them shutting down my ovaries medically, I've gained 60 pounds immediately. I probably was gaining like 10 pounds a month. It's heavy. It's hard on me. I hate it. It's something else that definitely can play on your confidence on top of already having these scars. And, if you're not feeling desirable, if you don't like your deep scar, you don't like your mastectomy scar, you don't, like the way your mouth looks after having, multiple teeth pulled, I think I've had 4 teeth pulled because of my constant vomiting. You don't like where your hair looks. So I'm not having hair from chemo. And then on top of that, you gain 60 pounds, it was a lot. It was needed so that, so that everything could be done in the meantime while we waited for surgery. But it's a lot because you never want to. Nobody wants to gain 60 pounds. Period. Then it's been so much harder getting it off. I usually drop weight immediately. I drop weight so well. I do well with weight, and now that the ovaries are out, it's just so much harder. And I'm on different meds now than I was on, than the tamoxifen, and I'm always hot and always sweating, and that's unattractive at times because I can sweat through a whole shirt. Like I go places and have to take multiple shirts with me. I could sweat all. And I only sweat on one side. I don't sweat on my cut side anymore. So you're completely soaking wet all right here just because it's almost like you can't control your body temperature. So everybody else is cold and you're burning up, and sometimes it's so bad that I'm just pouring wet. So everybody else is cute and going live, and you're just a soaking wet mess. You don't want to be live. You don't want to you're tired of taking pictures with wet hair, but you're not thinking that all of these things can happen or may happen or possibly will happen. Once you have the ovaries removed, they have to take an AI or whatever meds you're going or not on, and just another thing that nobody forewarned me about. The things that may happen. A lot of people have different sexual desires after getting the ovaries removed. A lot of people don't feel comfortable having sex anymore. And they that procedure and the meds together definitely can dry you up. It's usually an easy fix, but nobody wants to feel all dry in their panties.